If you love watching LCS, then you definitely want to check out Alpha Draft. It's a cool website where you can draft your own fantasy LCS teams and win cool prizes. I'll have a link to it down below, definitely recommend checking it out. Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new episode of the Did You Know series, this one featuring Azir. As usual, if you end up enjoying this one, don't forget to hit the like button, but let's move right into the abilities. Azir's passive tower decays HP over 1 minute as it is initially placed, and it will also lose its armor buff if Azir either dies or simply strays too far from it, so make sure to stay close if possible. Though Azir is very notorious for being able to summon a fresh tower even on an enemy tower that is destroyed, he unfortunately cannot do this if he's trying to summon a tower within the enemy base, since that will be way too overpowered because his tower will be able to attack the inhibitor for free. Azir's Q ability can actually be stopped by Windwall from Yasuo or Unbreakable from Braum, but it only halts the movement of the soldiers and it does not actually remove the soldiers themselves from play. Contrary to some popular belief, a soldier's attack does not count as an auto attack coming from Azir himself, therefore not proccing on hit type effects, for example the one coming from Nashor's Tooth, though it does still proc the Furor Boots enchantment. A very common tactic with Azir to harass your opponent in the laning phase is to first activate your W, auto attack with the soldier, use your Q, and then auto attack them once more. Azir's Q ability can be blocked by Spell Shield, E will have its damage and the knockup both blocked, but the initial damage and the knockback from his ultimate does not seem to be blocked by Spell Shield for whatever reason. A cool trick to do with Azir's Shifting Sands' E ability is to use it on an existing soldier and then follow up with your Q just before reaching the soldier to overall extend the travel distance and easily catch people off guard. And you can go even further with this by adding your ultimate at the end of the combo by again using your E followed by your Q, knock up the opponent, and then use your ultimate to throw them in whatever direction you desire. Someone with a black shield on them can also have the ultimate pass right through them initially. Dash type abilities will not pass through Azir's ultimate, knocking the target back, however blink type abilities like a flash or an Ezreal E can easily pass the soldiers. However, dashes that are also classified as being unstoppable, so like a Nocturne ultimate, can easily go right through the soldiers. A writer stated that Blast W should be able to go through Azir's ultimate due to Vladimir being considered untargetable, but that is not the case. Now whether or not this is a bug is the question. Yasuo's Windwall and Braum's Unbreakable can both halt the progress of the soldier's movement from Azir's ultimate on the initial startup phase. Alright guys, let's go into some cool facts and lore about Azir. Azir was designed by Zenon the Stoic, who also created Lucian, the newest champion Tahm Kench, and helped with the rework of Xerath. The amazingly epic voiceover for Azir was done by Travis Willingham, who not only voiced over Talon as well, but a whole bunch of other games, animes, and so much more. Azir's name originates from the Arabic word wazir, which means minister and is an official title, but in Urdu, which is a standardized register of the Hindustani language, is transliterated as Asir, meaning chosen. Azir has been in the works for about 3 years, which goes to show why he is one of the better champions out right now. Azir's release date was delayed by a week due to many bug fixes that needed to be done, though after release he was still disabled within hours due to even more bugs being discovered. Azir was initially named Seth the Sand Mage, and Seth referring to the god of the desert, storms, disorder, violence, and foreigners in ancient Egypt. From this, his initial kit revolved more on sand magic but got changed to what it is now after realizing they want to focus more on the Emperor portion of Azir. Speaking of which, one of the earlier kits he had revolving around sand magic had him use an ability called Sand Hands, where 2 large hands would squish a target from the ground. From all this, let's go into Azir's lore. I do recommend reading his lore for yourself because it is quite extensive, but I'll try to give you a brief rundown. It all started off with Azir being convinced by his magus, Xerath, to perform the fabled Ascension ritual, a ritual which should only be performed in dire times. As it began, Xerath shoved his emperor aside, stole the power for himself, and Azir was obliterated. The city of Shurima was swallowed by the desert, and Renekton and Nasus, the heroes of the Shuriman legend, sensed a disturbance and rushed to the Sun Disk. Finding Xerath there, they tried to seal him in a sarcophagus, but he broke free with ease. This led Renekton to trap himself with Xerath in the Tomb of Emperors to ensure that Xerath is indeed trapped, and cannot break free again. He then told his brother Nasus to shut the door. Later, however, Sivir and Cassiopeia went to discover this tomb and ended up finding a statue of a serpent. Cassiopeia betrays Sivir, takes her blade and puts it in the log to only be eaten by the stone serpent itself. This opened the tomb in which Xerath and Renekton were trapped, and this set them free, which Renekton was twisted beyond imagination. Sivir, near death after Cassiopeia's betrayal, awakes Azir by accident with her blood being spilled, not knowing that she is the last in bloodline of Azir. As the Emperor awakes, he sees Sivir near death and ends up saving her. This marks the resurrection of Azir, and his will to return Shurima to what it once was, while also killing all his enemies. Azir is the first champion to be forced to get only one ability at level 1, of course being his W. There is a notable resemblance between Azir and Ra, a falcon-headed sun god of Egyptian mythology, though it is also possible that Azir is a reference to Horus from Egyptian mythology as well. Azir's passive sun disk could be referring to Aten from Egyptian mythology, being a disk of sun. If Azir ends up dancing, his soldiers will as well with him, and doing his dance while recalling will force his soldiers to dance without actually stopping Azir's backing animation. Azir's quote,
"What is a baron to an emperor?"
refers to Kanye West's song No Church in the Wild and certain quotes within the song. His other quote,
"See what I see,"
may refer to V for Vendetta. He shares the quote with Aetherwing Kale.
"Trust in my vision."
Trust in my vision.
He also shares a similar quote with his greatest rival Xerath.
"Ancient power courses through me." "The energy courses through me."
And on top of all this, he has specific quotes to people mentioned in his lore.
"Rise with Shurima, Sivir, or fall beneath it. Renekton, once a noble warrior, now naught but a mad beast. Xerath, the time of your judgment has come."
Azir apparently does not know about the existence of a Mumu. He does not like Ezreal due to the fact that Ezreal explored the Shuriman Desert and robbed an amulet from a pyramid. He dislikes Renekton due to him being driven beyond insanity, and respects Nasus due to him being the only remaining ascended being that can aid Azir. Galactic Azir probably refers to the Egyptian gods within the Stargate series. This skin could also refer to the Xel'Naga from StarCraft. And he shares this theme with Nasus and Renekton. But that right there unfortunately does mark the end of this episode of the Did You Know series featuring Azir. If you did enjoy, guys, please definitely throw in a like, share it with your friends, subscribe if you have not, and check out my other videos and the other episodes of this series as well. But as usual, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I hope to see you for the next one. Peace.